God had me tweet the DEF CON, and then they had to cut ties with me. So they weren't able to use me. Like my dad said, they're gonna smear your name if you're associated with Hitler. There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler.
I've done a lot of study. I think Hitler was a really bad guy, and I repudiate what Hitler did. I understand that the British intelligence set him up and used him.
I like Hitler.
I don't like Hitler. And I know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler.
That's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. Yeah, I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at.
Oh my goodness! Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. But look,
I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis. Well, I want to say there's a lot of good Nazis that were just fighting for their country. The truth is, Jesus says, love everyone. God says, love everyone. I am not bipolar. I'm not in some kind of episode, but I may be slightly autistic, like Rain Man. And that's part of my superpower. That's the reason why I can produce tracks and design and do so many things. But what I can't do, there's two things that I can't do. I can't accept hate, and I can't hate. Have you ever known an autistic person that hates? If someone says, love this, love this, love this person, don't love this person, I don't know how to do that.
Is he trying to get out of the Nazi and Hitler stuff by claiming he's autistic? Because he doesn't know how to hate people? I mean, that's the only logical explanation behind it, or perhaps that he's mentally ill. But overall problem with Christianity is this, because a lot of them argue that you should love everybody and Jesus is love and all that, but in reality, this doesn't work. And it's a simple reason why. The message of Jesus was never meant to be implemented at the government level. It's a personal message of responsibility and being forgiving, gratitude, loving your neighbors, your enemies, whoever. But if we get to a national level, well, we are confronted with realities of life. And reality of life is war, slavery, not now, but back then. Reality of life is rape, killing, murder. So you need a system that will be just, that will command justice. And Jesus didn't come for justice yet. He will come. Second coming is coming. That's the limit of Christianity. It's basically a good maybe religion just for your own kind of spirituality. However, it doesn't have any values outside of that on the governmental level. It's not created for that. It was never meant to be like that, and that's why you had to have a separation between church and state.
I don't know how to not. I love Ari Emanuel.
I love Hitler.
I love the CCP.
What? So he loves the communists, he loves the fascists. That's the way to get out of everything. I'm still trying to figure out if Kanye is trolling or if he really meant it, or if he's just not educated enough that he can say, I love Hitler, I love Nazis, and I love the communists. You know, like, it's like, I love Israel and I love Palestine. Like, what are you trying to say, you know?
Bring Christ to the CCP. We need to bring Christ to China. China control y'all. China made this phone and controls this phone and controls the people that you're going to get this video to. The Jewish people are the middlemen. They sold America to China. There's reports that we might be in outright war, not just cyber war, but outright war with China within the next 5 years. People say our greatest threat is China. Our greatest threat is Satan.
This is where I agree with him. Shaitan, Satan, is the greatest threat to me, to you, to everybody. You sin. I mean, if you believe in God, there are sins, so avoid them as much as you can. And if there is a war between China and the West, then China will win, because Chinese people are ready. They have been preparing for decades. We are not ready. We cannot defend national identities. We don't have any values we can stand for. People are lazy. People are not combat ready. We haven't had a war in a couple of years, you know. People have easy lives. People are confused about their gender. We have different issues. So if Chinese want to bring it on, I think they'll do pretty well.
At all costs, we need to bring Christ to China. Every Chinese person in the world didn't invent the coronavirus. Every Chinese...
Kanye is wildin'! Man, he said the same thing about the Nazis. Like, not every Nazi was bad. And of course, not every Nazi was bad. But what are you trying to say, Kanye? And he's always bringing it back to Bible and Christ. And man, we want to bring Islam to China, bro. Christ is already in Islam. Let's do the upgrade. Christianity is the base level. We want to do the full level. I'm a former Christian. It doesn't make sense. The basic doctrine doesn't make sense. I'm not talking about the rules. Just one question. Who is God? No one knows. Is it Trinity? Is it this and that? Speak to many Christians, you get different answers. So we don't have that issue in Islam. Islam says there's only one God. That's the message that we can unite the world.
Chinese person in the world didn't bring fentanyl over to America. Yes, there are people that are the head of the New World Order, that are part of the CCP, and a part of elite Zionist Jews. But that's Satan using them. Christ is king.
Why is he wearing that mask? Thanks for checking it out. And yeah, let's watch another video. Assalamu alaikum.